Alrighty, got OBS on. Alright, we're recording. Don't have anybody in here yet, but we're gonna start the present. Oh, let me flex my accounting grades real quick, man. Shout out to the hard work, to the grind. But all right, thank you everybody, or welcome everybody that's watching. Thank you for clicking on this video. First and foremost, if you like these, please like, comment, and subscribe. In the description, I have the Discord link for you to join. It's totally free. We host calls like this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, where we talk about different things as far as building yourself as a trader. Now, am I exactly where I want to be yet? No, but this is just as educational for me as it is for you guys, possibly, due to the fact that this is helping me organize my mindset going into the market. So going into the market, what we talked about this past Tuesday was, what is your why with trading? What reasons are you trading? What do you need to satisfy within yourself and within your life that you can do with trading? And becoming goal oriented to satisfy that specific goal from trading by being a disciplined and professional trader. The next step is how to live the life you want from trading. At least that's the next step that I came up with. So in this scenario, thinking, from this mind frame of going deeper into why you want to trade. Why you want to trade is because you want to increase your standard of life, your standard of living. So what do you want from trading? For some people, they just want to be able to make an extra $100 a month to be able to spend that $100 a month on food. There are other people that want to be able to, I guess maybe, be able to post on Instagram that they're making money trading, and they might get attention from that. There's people that want to, get admiration from other people in the sense of they have the money to be able to do things that most people can't. And trading is an avenue to do that because you can make more. You have higher earning potential in trading than you do in any other avenue of or really any other avenue of employment, where you're giving your time for money. Anything except commission-based sales or something like that. But yeah, so focusing our minds on how to live the life we want from trading. First, the question you have to ask yourself is, what life do I want to live from trading? If you're somebody that said, let's do examples now. Let's say say your name is I don't know, Paul. Let's say Paul wants to live in a nice apartment, a nice 2-bedroom apartment in Charlotte, North Carolina. Rent for that is probably going to be around anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000. So let's just say $2,500. Let's say rent is $2,500. Paul wants to, now that's $2,500 per month. Let me specify that. Alrighty, and then the car that Paul wants to drive. Let's say Paul wants to be able to drive a BMW, or let's say Paul wants to drive a BMW. A BMW, let's say is $100,000. His monthly payment on, say he puts, $20K down, $50K down, whatever it is. He's paying let's say a $600 car payment. So let's actually bring this rent down to, because we're going to do even numbers or whole numbers here to make it easier to do the math. So $2,400 for rent. Let's say it's $600 a month for his car, plus plus $500 a month for maintenance and gas. So let's say $1,100 a month. That's that he drives a lot. And so for food, let's say every single week Paul spends around maybe $100 a month on groceries, because he likes to cook at home, and he likes to be able to say like meal prep or something like that, right? Let's say he cooks at home and he meal preps $100 a month, but then he also wants to be able to eat out on the weekends or eat out whenever, honestly, whenever he wants to. He wants the ability to do that. If Paul wants to be able to do that, let's say that costs an extra 200 to 300. Let's say an extra $300 a month. So let's say it's just around $500 a month. Paul spends on food, right? Oh, and then clothes. Let's say Paul wants to be able to spend an extra $400 on clothes, or let's say an extra $500 on clothes, right? Per month. He wants the ability to do that. And then miscellaneous. This is things like being able to buy a plane ticket. This is things like being able to send money to family members and things like that on a monthly basis. Let's say $1,000. Let's say $1,000 per month. Paul wants to be able to give to somebody, right? And then to save and invest every single month, he's either saving this amount, putting in his savings, or investing it, whether that's putting it back into his trading account, because we are talking about trading, or he could be investing it in stocks or bonds or anything like that, whatever he wants to invest in. Let's say he wants to be able to invest another $1,000 per month. So now let's do the total for that. So the total of all of these things is, so the 2,400 plus 1,000 is 3,400. 3,500 plus 1,000 from the clothes and food is going to be 4,500, and then you add the 2,000, so 6,500. Let's do the math again. So 3,500, 4,500, 6,500. So $6,500 a month. That is Paul's expenses. Now, that is a good amount of expenses, to the average person. Most people don't even make that per month. But Paul wants to be able to spend that much monthly, and this is his dream life. Let's say this is the life that he wants to be able to live, and he's happy living this life until the day he dies. Great for Paul, but right now he's only making $1,400 a month from his job. $1,400 a month from his job, and he's not making any money trading because he hasn't put himself in a goal-oriented mindset as to how to build a plan to be able to live the life that he wants from trading yet. So what we would ask Paul is, we would ask him to answer these questions. Ask yourself these questions: how much do these things cost per month, and tally up the total. And now you have to, then after you do that, then you ask yourself, what account size can get you there? You have to, after you figure out how much it costs to live the dream life that you want, you have to then ask yourself, what account size will be that can you trade comfortably with good risk management and not over trading, to be able to live this life off of 1 to 2 to 3 or 4 wins per month, because within a month we only really get around 4 to 6 really good trading days, and every other trading day is a possible win, but it's also a higher probability of loss as well. So let's say Paul says that, okay, he can comfortably make $6,500 on a $100,000 account, which is a 6.5%, gain on his account every single month, right? So account size, $100,000. Or let's actually work backwards. Let's look at his average risk reward. Let's say Paul has an average risk reward of a 1 to 3, which is great. 3R. So every dollar he risks, he is looking to make $3 off of. His average risk reward is 3R. So if he risks $1,000, he's going to be making $3,000. If he risks $2,000, he's going to be making $6,000, types of things. So anything that you're risking, just multiply it by 3 in this case, because it's a 3 risk reward. Let's say Paul says that he gets number of trades, or number of winning trades, number of W trades per month. On average, let's say he says that he gets, he can comfortably get 4 trades, 4 winning trades per month. All right, 4. Alrighty. So, on what account size is this possible for Paul to be able to comfortably risk a trade that is a 1 to 3 risk reward? Be patient, not overtrade. That he knows that he will most likely get at least 4 trades, or on average 4 trades per month, 4 winning trades per month, to be able to withdraw and live this life that he wants to live. So the account size, let's say he says, is a $200,000 account, right? Whether that's funding or personal account, 200K. All right. So let's say Paul gets 4 trades per month at a 3 risk reward, and he's risking 0.5% per month, which is good risk reward on, let's say, a funded account. Let me make another line. Okay, so percentage risk per trade. Okay. So let's say he's willing to risk 0.5% per trade up until he, reaches a certain point, and he would risk 1%. Let's say he starts out at 0.5%, right? To be clear, 0.5%. Alrighty. And then percentage per month. How much, would he need? At least 6.5%. So X has to be greater than or equal to 6.5%, right? Really, let's just do 6. But I know it's more with a funded account because you hold. I know you only really get 80 to 90% of your profit split, but let's just make things simple for the case of this scenario here for people to understand. All right, so he has to make at least 6.5% to be able to pay for all these things that he wants to be able to pay for per month, right? What will Paul actually get? So let's say minimum, right? And then percent per month. Actual, right? So this is going to be the actual. Alrighty, so if Paul wins 4 trades a month, risking 0.5% on a 200K account, risking having a 1 to 3 risk reward, Paul will make at least so $3,000 a trade times 4. That's $12,000. $12,000. Paul will make $12,000. So he'll make 6% on the account. I'm sorry, this is gonna have to actually be 3.25. All right, so I believe that's the correct. Let's see, where's my phone at? I don't want to be out here looking dumb on the call. Alrighty, so 6,500 divided by 200,000 is 3.2. Okay, all right, perfect. So 3.25%. Paul's percentage gain on his trading account, if he has 4 winning trades, risking 0.5% on a 200K account, which is 1K, to make 3K. Say he has 100% win rate, which is obviously we know this is impossible, but just for the sake of this of this scenario, to make it easy and simple to understand, this is how we're going to do it. He's going to be making 6% on his account, right? 6% on his account. A 6% gain on his account per month is $12,000. Now that covers plus almost doubles what his monthly expenses are. His monthly expenses, let's say he has no credit card debt or anything like that he has to pay off. All right. So from this framework here, after somebody answers these questions for themselves, then what you can do is you can build a plan not to be making $6,500 a month. This isn't the goal here. This isn't the goal. The goal is the $200,000 per month. Where is my... I've never really drawn, but where is my drawing tool? Like to be able to just doodle or whatever. All right, brush, let's see. Okay, so this isn't his goal, right? This is not Paul's goal. That's not his goal. His goal should be to make $200,000 a month. I mean, his not $200,000, to have a $200,000 account size to trade with. If Paul has a $200,000 account size to trade with, he can then become the type of person to be able to make $6,500 a month from trading with his current risk model and with his current performance, if he's able to maintain that performance and market conditions stay similar. Now, the key is not to focus on what can get you these numbers here. It's to focus on what can you do here that will then bring you to be able to live this life. That's how you do it. So let's say for me right now, we can do another example for myself. Right? So let's say for me, so for Josh, oh my gosh. I kind of like using this thing. Let me grab my mouse, guys. My bad. Alrighty. So let's say for Josh, right? Let's say for Josh, right? Josh wants to be able, let's say I want to be able to, I want to be paying, let's say $2,500, or let's do the text box for this. Let's say rent. I want to be living somewhere in Charlotte in a 2-bedroom. This is actually kind of what I want right now. I want to be, let's say, like, my max is like 2,000, right? Car. I'm willing to be spending, $500 a month with gas plus maintenance and like, let's say a car payment if I'm doing that, right? Food. I like being able to spend money on good, healthy food. So let's say, I want to be able to spend maybe like, honestly, like $500 a month on food, right? What was up here? Clothes. I'm not really a big clothes guy, but let's say I want to be able to buy, nice clothes and then be able to buy like a suit, like if I really wanted to, like every single month. So let's say for clothes, I want to be able to spend $700, right? So clothes, $700. I'm putting the full clothes and then this for a car, right? And then what else? Savings and miscellaneous. Miscellaneous, I really want to be able to do a lot. I want to be able to help my family out and things like that. So I would like to have a surplus of money that I know I can do certain things with on a monthly basis. So let's say that is, that's $2,000, right? Honestly, that's what probably I would like. I know this sounds stupid compared to everything else I got to pay for, but I would like to be able to help my brother out, help my sister out. My parents don't need help, but I would like to be able to buy nice stuff for my mom. I would like to be able to buy nice stuff for my dad. And $2,000 a month I could do that every single month, right? And then saving or investing, I would like to be able to put, let's say, $3,000 into my trading account. $3,000 into my trading account per month. Yeah, around $3,000 into my trading account per month. So let's say 3,000. So obviously I'm going to be saving and investing more than I'm doing anything else, right? Oh goodness, I hate when it does this. All right, so that's that. So that means now, let me move this. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Now let's switch all this up. So, alrighty. So account size, or how many? So what's my average risk reward? My average risk reward is a 1 to 3. If we look at my Notion, we can go to my Notion real quick. If it'll load, my average risk reward. My average risk reward is a 3.2. So let's say it's a 3. Let me go back to here. Let's just round it down to 3, right? or if instead of me doing this, let me just copy and paste this. Alrighty. So my average reward is a 3R. Number of winning trades I get per month. Okay, so that is actually kind of harder to calculate, but let's say I know that I get at least per month, at least 5 to 6 winning trades per month. It's probably more on a monthly basis, but I can probably calculate that later. But let's say it's 5. I know it's more than 5 though. So move it to 5, right? I know I'm getting at least 5 winning trades per month. And okay, so and first of all, I need to tally up the totals here. Alrighty. So 2,000 plus 1,000, 3,000 plus 700, 3,700 plus 2,000, or 3,700 plus 2, or 3,700 plus 3 plus 5,000 is 8,700. So $8,700. I need to be making $8,700 to be able to live somewhat of my dream life. Something, or something quasi similar. It's a lot of money, but I just kind of threw these. Yo, what's up, Renard? I'm presenting right now. I'll open it up for us to have discussion in just a second. But yeah, so 8,700. Let's say that's what I'm looking to be able to do per month. I can comfortably do that on a $8,700. I can comfortably do that. I'll have to round up to be even more conservative on $400,000. $400,000 of funding. I am very confident in my ability to be able to make $8,700 because that is what 8,700 divided by 400,000 is times 100 is a 2%, basically a 2.2% gain on my account every single month. Now I'm very confident I can do that. With the amount of trades that I could take less trades, win less trades, and be able to do that. So that's a 2% increase. So per month required for me to be able to make that is 2% or 2.2% gain on my account per month. Now, let's say this. Let's say I risk 0.5%, which would be $2,000, right? So $2,000, 0.5% on 400K is $2,000 times 5, or with a 1 to 3 risk reward. So with a 1 to 3 risk reward, that's a $6,000 gain. So $6,000 times 5. So 2,000 times 3, 6,000. 6,000 times 5. Let's say I had a 100% win rate, but that's not the case. But let's say I can cut out the losses and focus on the wins, get 5 good trades a month. That is more than enough. That is $30,000. So $30,000 is around 80%, around 75 or 7.5%, I believe, of $400,000. So I'll do the calculations in a second. So my percentage per month on the actual would be around 7.5%. Let me calculate it though, just to be sure. Yep, it's 7.5%. So 7.5%, which would equate to $30,000. All right, and so with these, looking at this makes it extremely simple for me, because instead of me asking the question, how can I make $8,700 a month from trading? The question becomes, how can I attain $400,000 in funding from trading? If I can attain $400,000 a month in funding from trading, and win 5 trades in a month, risking or only taking a 1 to 3 risk reward, winning 5 trades per month, and risking 0.5%, I'll be making $30,000 per month, which close to quadruples what what my total expenses would be to be able to live this type of life, right? To be able to live this life here. So instead of the stress of asking yourself, okay, how do I go from making, let's say, $2,400 a month to $8,700 a month? Now the question is, how can I attain $400,000 in funding or personal funds to be able to trade? For me, I would say that's like, like it makes it easier, but it also just makes it makes it so attainable that I have to be able to follow a plan to be able to get there. So let's say my goal by the end of 2025 is to have $400,000 in funding to be able to make 2.2%, or to be able to make at least 2.2% gain on every single month, right? At least that, to be able to live that life, at least. There is over a 5% spread between the 2.2 and 7.5, around a 5.3% spread. So anything else is extra. And these are pretty lofty numbers as far as me being able to save $3,000 a month, and do miscellaneous bullshit every single month, equaling $2,000. So, so this framework, in my opinion, this mental framework or this mental exercise that you can do will extremely help your trading. Not just because it will help you think more goal oriented, but it will make you realize that you're a lot more closer to your goals than you think that you are. I think that this honestly just helped me out a lot because I don't even need $400,000 in funding to be able to live this life, but it would help. It would be there wouldn't be as much pressure on me to be able to be on the market in the sense of looking for a trade every single day. If I just focus on the process for maybe a year, I can then be able to attain $400,000 in funding to be able to trade, to be able to make money from, and then even have excess money, more than just excess money, to be able to put into my trading account, my personal account. So then after we do this exercise, let's say, I just finished this, or you guys just finished that. The next thing we do is we look at, okay, what avenue do we want to take to be able to get the $400,000 in funding? So then you have, things like personal finance, which would just be, you figure out a way to make $400K of your own money. Let's just use my example. $400,000 of your own money. Of your own money. That's personal finance. To finance it personally. And then I would say indirect financing, which would be more, which would be you going through funding companies, funding or evaluation companies. All right. So the evaluation companies, there's multiple ways that you could go about it. We're about to go over those now. Personal finance, you could do a multitude of things, really. Let's say personal finance. Under that, you can work, which good luck to you if you decide to work your way to $400,000 in savings. You can start another business, which is very tough to do, to be able to make $400,000 of disposable income. These are all very hard things to do. Work, start a business. Those things, depending on whatever the business, legal, illegal. I'm not promoting doing any illegal business. I don't do any of that, but I would just say, that's something that you can do, right? It is an option. My bad. And then, but with funding companies, you have many different avenues. If you are, what am I doing? If you are, let's say you want to start off, you could do it one way where you have $100,000 times 4 equals $400,000. You could do it having two $200,000 accounts, right? So 200,000 times 2 equals 1,000, right? You could even do it this way. You could do 8 50K accounts. So you could do 50,000 times 8. All right, 400. 25,000. All right, you could do 25 account challenge, 25k account, 25k account challenges 16 times. Equals 400,000. There's many different ways to reach that goal, but the idea is to be able to is to identify which goal fits you best and fits your capability best. Now, and it also gives you the best risk reward and also protects you in the long run just in case things go wrong. So the lower we start at the 25,000 times 16, you have to pass 16 evaluations. Whether that's you do them all one by one or you get one and then you buy a bunch after that and put them on a trade copier. You can do that. Right? You can do that. Let's say there's no lagging entries on the trade copier. Now with this, you don't get as much upside in the form of you get the risk on the front end of you having to take all of those funding challenges, right? All of those funding challenges, you have to take those, and if you fail one, then you just keep having to start over, right? But then you move up to 50,000 times 8. Now you only have to do half the amount of funding challenges, but the thing is the numbers are larger on a $50,000 account. So if you have to make 10% gain to be able to get the account, right? 10% in phase 1, 5% in phase 2. You're going to have to make $5,000 on phase 1, and you're going to have to make $2,500 on phase 2. Now, if that's a lot for you mentally, you might want to bump down to the $25,000 accounts times 16 because then you can easily pass the first few on your own without thinking too much about, okay, like this is crazy, this is these are crazy numbers, and it kind of getting you in an emotional an emotional position so you're not able to control yourself when you're looking at the charts, right? But at 50,000 times 8, that cuts it in half, but that's still a lot of funding challenges and funding evaluations that you have to take to be able to reach that golden number for you to be able to live off of that account potentially, right? Next, we move up. These should be switched actually. Let's start with 100,000 before we do the two. 100,000 times 4. Now that cuts it in half again, which is even better. But the thing is, you have to have the mental capital to pass $100,000 evaluations 4 times. Now this is given that, let's say you aren't using a trade copier, you have to do this manually 4 times. That can be very strenuous on people that are not used to trading that size of capital, or I've never even seen $10,000 or never even seen $15,000, something like that. Because then at that point, every single trade, you're going to be thinking about your potential future a lot more. And the reason I'm saying this is because I went through this. I wasn't used to looking at me being up $3,000 or $4,000. Still, I still am not used to it, but I can see it. Like I've seen it here and there, but I'm still not living that as part of my normal trading life yet. But that cuts it in half to the point where you don't have to pass as many challenges, but the challenges that you do have to pass, you have to be extremely locked in and self-aware to make sure that you're not getting carried away. Then finally, $200,000 times 2. Now this is the this is, as far as repetition goes, this is the easiest that you have. This is the easiest choice to go with. But the thing is, in order for you to make 10% on a $200,000 account, it's $20,000. And you have to do that one time for the first one, and then you have to make $10,000. You have to make 5%, which is $10,000. Where for me, making $10,000 in a single trade is not something I've done yet. So it would be a lot for me to even just pass the second phase, for me to just be able to just, okay, I can just pass and just do 10,000. I know we all think in percent. We're learning to think in percentages, which is a healthier way of looking at investing and looking at trading. But when you do see that P&L on your screen, it will affect your emotions. It will affect how you think and how you look at the market at times. So the 200,000 times 2 is the easiest repetition wise, but it's the hardest mental capital wise. And then going back down the list, now we can start at 100,000 again. So at 100,000 times 4, if you lose one account, you're down 25% of your overall portfolio for funding trading. So now if you lose an account, you're now at 300,000. Now your potential profit if you're very strict with yourself and you're using those metrics, gets cut down by 25%, right? The 200,000 times 2, that's 50%. That's even worse. But you do have more buying power, just from only a smaller number of total accounts. So yes, you have the smaller number of total accounts, which makes it a little bit more efficient. But if you lose one or lose both, you're out of the game. Really, if you lose one, you're somewhat out of the game. Like, you have to rearrange your life from those profits that you were previously making to the profits that you could potentially make now using the same trading models. For the 50,000 times 8, that is better. That is a lot better in the sense of, if you lose one account, you're only down, I believe, like a little, maybe like 13% of your entire portfolio. So if your portfolio is a total of $400,000 and you lose one account, that's around 13% gone. 13% of your buying power gone, right? Whereas if you're a good trader, you're not going to just lose 8 funded accounts in one full sweep. By the time you lose the second or third and you only have 5 left, let's say, you're going to be going and reevaluating what you're doing wrong and how you can be better. How you can be better to make sure that that doesn't happen again, or to minimize the chances of it happening again. Whether it's market conditions, whether it's your mental state, whether it's you're not following your trading plan or anything like that. You have more chances to get things wrong with with a longer period of time of getting things wrong, before you're flat. And then last but not least, which in this case is the best, is a 25,000 times 16. Now, if you lose one account, that's what, maybe like 40 or 4%, 4% of your overall, not 4%, yeah, maybe that's like 4% of your overall portfolio, or 16 times 100 divided by 10 is 10, and then 16 times 5 is, maybe it's like 8 or 9% of your entire account. Maybe it's like 7% of your entire account, or of your entire portfolio, you lose whenever you lose a single account. So yes, like, the risk is smaller and it's easier for you to protect yourself with a larger number of accounts, but you have to take the risk on the front side of managing that many accounts and passing that many evaluation accounts. And these are all just ways that these are just 2 different ways that you can put yourself in the position to live the life that you want from trading, so that you aren't over leveraging every single day and trading a $3,000 account like it's a $100,000 account, or trading a $3,000 account like it's the account that you need to be able to grow to $1 million to be able to live the life that you want. So, I would say that is really it for this. I mean, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Oh goodness, let me not do that. That will fuck everything up. Okay, what did I just do? Hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that helped give you guys a little bit of clarity as far as what do you need to do to be able to live the life that you want. What types of numbers do you need to be shooting for when it comes to your account size or your amount of funding or anything like that, to be able to live the life that you want from trading. Now, this isn't to only say that you are only making money from trading, but this is only from trading perspective. I don't look to only be making the money that I want to make from trading, but I can position myself to be able to make the type of money that I want to make from trading. And everything that happens from there is what's destined to happen. So, again, thank you guys for watching. Let's see, I think Renard, let's see if he's still in here. I'm not sure. Yep, Renard is in here. Renard, if you want to talk now, we can talk. If you have any questions or anything that you think I missed, please let me know. But yeah, again, also this is recorded, so if anybody, the people that weren't able to make it tonight want to watch this, they can. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. Just gonna end this recording now, and then I'm just gonna keep talking in the chat. So if you want to be a part of these talks after the call, join the Discord. It's totally free. But yeah, let me end this.